Yeah, it's really time for me to update that intro. I just watched that back, and most of those games aren't even around anymore. So I really need to update that intro. Anyways, so this is day one of me playing ZZN Chaos Zero Nightmare, and I just wanted to go over and tell you how I feel about the game after playing it for about a day, maybe a day and a half. Well, it maybe hasn't even been a day yet. First thing I want to say, as recording of this was a Mobile Madness that I'm putting out. I forgot what it's called. But by the time this video comes out, I am currently going through a heavy reroll. And first I want to say about rerolling, it definitely sucks. It's not that it's a bad rerolling system, it's just a long rerolling system. So if you want to reroll, I'll tell you how to do it real quick. If I have a clip on it, I'll make sure to show you. But all you gotta do is go to where you see like the 3 bars, go down to your settings, go to where you see the account settings, the 2 people's heads, and then don't do delete account, do reset server. And that's how you reroll. Now, where I recommend you reroll at is in 2 places. The first one is when you first have access to the lobby. As soon as you get access to the lobby, go ahead and do your summonings, because that's when you can collect all the summoning currency and do your rerolls then. But then the second place I would say to do your rerolls is when you get to the chaos mission and you complete the first one. That is the second place where I would say that you should do your reroll. The reason why I say that is because the way I do my rerolls and the way I've been doing it, and actually I've been pretty lucky, at least the first 2 times I did my rerolls, is I normally do my first reroll on the normal banner. So I always do at least 20 currency. And if I don't get, well, I'm actually shooting for 2 5-stars. So if I don't get 2 5-stars in the normal banner, then I usually reset. Once I get at least 2 5-stars in the normal banner, then I'll go ahead and play all the way up to the chaos mission, the very first chaos mission, and then you should have enough currency to summon off of the beginner banner, and then I reroll there to get my last 5-star. Now again, that's what I recommend, because that's what I'm trying to do, because I want to start the game with 3 5-stars, not just 2. Now, my first 2 pulls were actually pretty good, and I probably should have stuck with them, but I have a goal, so it is what it is. But I guess I'll go through it real quick on my best pulls. So the first one, which is already gone, I already re-rolled that account. I wound up getting Chiron, which he was actually pretty good. And I wound up getting Mei Lin, which she was actually a pretty good character too. But the reason why I rerolled that account was because I did get 3 summons, but the last one was a dupe, and I got Mei Lin for the second time, and I didn't want to start the game with dupes, so that's why I rerolled that account. And then the current account that I currently have as recording this video, I wound up getting Magna. I think that's how you pronounce her name. And then even though I haven't used her yet, so I don't know how good she is, maybe I will use that once I get done with this video, I got Veronica. So those are the 5-stars I got. So the first account was Chiron and Mei Lin. The second one was Manga and Veronica. But again, I really want to start the game with 3 5-stars, and that's why I'm still re-rolling. So it's going to probably be a while before I actually start playing this game. And that's the reason why I didn't live stream it, because this re-roll is taking a long time. And just so you know, to do a re-roll, it takes, I want to say, about 20 minutes. So it definitely takes a while, even trying to speed through. It takes a long time to re-roll. And it is really annoying to do it. So that is the one thing that sucks. But again, with a game like this, I do like to re-roll. Oh, one thing I want to mention, because I heard this, but I found out that it's not true. That beginner banner, understand you're only guaranteed 1 5-star throughout the entire summoning process. So what I thought that happened was if you get a 5-star in that beginning banner, no matter what happens, you'll get another one at the end. That's not true. You will only get in the entire summoning, and I think it's 50 summons. You're only guaranteed to get 1 5-star, not if you get a 5-star at the end, you're guaranteed to get one at the end. No, you're only guaranteed to get 1 5-star. And I know because I actually went through it. And yeah, I got 1 5-star in my 30th pool, but once I got to the final pool, I got nothing. So yeah, just so you know, that's how it works, which sucks. So now going back to the characters that I've used so far, now that I've played it for a little bit and I've actually used a couple of 5-stars, now that I used them, Chiron is a beast. I actually do like Chiron. He's a very strong AoE damage dealer, and yeah, he was putting in work. Next person is Malin. Malin was also really good. I actually like that pairing. The only problem is their ability to survive wasn't that good. That's one thing I noticed. So you're definitely going to need a healer with that team, but I definitely like those two. I don't know if I care for the pairing, but those 2 units after me using them were actually pretty good. The next one I want to recommend is Manga, who I actually use, although she's very defense counter mechanic. So the team that I was using currently, I was actually able to get through the game. The problem is they're not really great they're not really powerful attackers, but when it comes to survivability, the team that I was using, it was really good. Like, I know I could progress through the game. It's just not going to be as fast because they're heavy in defense and they're low on attack power, so I could survive at least through the stages that I played through. But I did notice that it took me a lot longer to complete levels using this team because they were so defensive minded, so the attack wasn't there. Actually, now I think about it, let me tell you the team that I was using. Manga, Amir, and Mika. That team is amazing when it comes to surviving stages. I did notice that it also took me longer to complete stages. So great survivability, but it takes a little bit longer because you really do need an attacker if you want to go quicker through the stages. Including the test servers, I just want to name off some of my favorite characters that I've used so far. Manga, Amir, Mika, Ren, Cassius, Hugo, Chiron, and Malin. Those are the characters that I like so far that I've used that I really enjoyed my time with. Now, I know there's a couple of others that I forgot to mention from the playtest, but I can't remember that well. But yeah, I would say those are the main characters that I've used so far that I really like. I think, so this is my reroll strategy for right now. Either I want to get 3 5-stars, and they need to be 3 5, at least 1 or 2 of them had to be what I like, or I want to get Ren with the AoE, because the problem with Ren, she's a single damage dealer, and I really want to get her with an AoE, so either Chiron or Manga. And Manga is very interesting because, like I said earlier, she has a defense counter mechanic, which I really do like. So that will be my team. So if I got Manga with Ren, or if I get 3 5-stars, I'm gonna roll with that account. So I just wanted to add this in real quick. And I do want to say that my views have changed since the recording of this video. And I wish I would have kept my mainland Chiron account. I regret getting rid of that one. But I'll expand on that on the next video. But just know, unless Ren's your favorite, you might want to wait a little bit on her. So there's a couple of issues that I found in this game that I really want to talk about. The first one I want to mention is that when you summon for characters, you can't see them. Like, it's weird. Like, you can see them when they're summoned, but when you look at them at the end, the pictures, they're nowhere to be found. Also, I found that when you try to go through the game really quickly, when I first get to the chaos stage, for some reason, it tends to like freeze up and jam up, and I can't progress. So I gotta shut down the game and then bring it back. to actually play through it. I don't know why that's happening. It only happens when I'm like doing my rerolls and rushing through the game, and I try to hit too fast, it just gets stuck there. I don't know why at that part it does that, but it does. So these are the only issues that I found so far. So if you have any more that you could recommend, let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, those are the 3 big issues I found. The character that I didn't really like though, at least that I use when it comes to 5 stars, is Luke. I was not really a fan of Luke. Like, Luke was there, but I didn't really feel like he was really making a difference. So I didn't really like either using Luke. So that's probably the 1 5-star that if I get, I have to reroll, because I put it like this. I'm okay if I get Luke as my 3rd 5-star, but outside of that, if I get a Luke, I'm probably gonna reroll, because yeah, I was not a fan of Luke. Now, because I'm still rerolling, I haven't really gotten that far into the game. I actually got farther in a test server than I did in basically my day 1 gameplay. So there's not much I could tell you. What is it? The actual community area. And I'm not talking about the lobby. The lobby is something different. But when you get further into the game, again, I haven't got there. I got there during the test server. There's like the city mode that opens up. We could do a lot more. I only checked it out for a second. I didn't have much time with it, but I haven't made it that far. So I can't really talk about that at all. The one thing I will talk about is the gameplay. And yeah, once again, it definitely is very fun. I also realized that they added a lot more animations that they didn't really have in the test server. So I recognize that. And yeah, the game is still fun. Like I said in the last video I did, make sure to read your cards, because some of those cards, they do coincide with each other. So you need to make sure to pay attention to that. Now, the setting is amazing. I love the setting of this game. I know I said it in the last video that I felt like it got a little too lighthearted once you enter that main community area. Again, I haven't got there yet. I heard that they are going to bring the game a little bit more darker, at least when I watched that video that I linked down below in the last video. So I don't know if they are or not. I have to wait till I get to that point. So I don't know how giving this game is with summoning currency. I gotta get a little further, because we're only day 1, and usually at the beginning of the game they're a lot more giving. But with a game like this, I do recommend you reroll. Like I actually do recommend that you start with a team that you like. That's another thing too, which I noticed about this game. You need to figure out, or you need to know your play style. Like if you're gonna reroll for a play style that you like. So like I named off a team, like a defensive team that I use, and it's actually what's really good. Again, it takes a lot longer to finish stages, but the fact that you have a healer, a defense character, and then a defense counter character, yeah, that team was actually surviving for me. It wasn't really doing a lot of damage. But I will say that that's one thing I would tell you, and my recommendation is know your play style, figure out your play style, and then summon based on the way that you like to play. If you're a DPS, you like to go in, you want to attack all the time, go that route. If you're really big into heals, you know, cater yourself to that. If you like defense or defense and counter, then cater yourself to that. Just make sure you know your play style so you get the most fun out of it. So if you are going to reroll, you know exactly which characters to target. Depending on the age of your kids, I definitely want to let your little kids play this game, because yeah, it definitely has a lot of mature themes. I mean, again, I wouldn't say that it's mature. I would say probably pre-teen, probably teenager. Well, whatever age you feel that's okay for your kids to see like a horror movie, then that's the age that they should play it. Maybe a couple of years younger, but again, that's on you as a parent, just letting you know. Okay, I think I touched on it, but let me get back to it. So like I said, gameplay is amazing, very fun. Know your strategy, know how you like to play. Animation looks really good. I definitely like what they did. I definitely noticed, actually I noticed it earlier on, but I definitely like the changes that they did with the with the chibi characters, you could definitely tell that they actually changed the art style. Now, I first noticed this in a test server, but I forgot to talk about it. But yeah, I definitely like the changes to the art style. They definitely went a different direction, and I thought it was a major improvement to what the art style originally was. So I do want to point that out, that this was a great change. The breakdown system is still disappointing to me. I think I said in my last video, I was really hoping the system would be more of a high risk, high reward situation, or a high risk and a high reward situation. It's not really that. It still kind of does the same thing where you just gotta swipe up the cards to get them out of that state. So I'm definitely disappointed in that. I also want to say this from what I played so far, that as you progress through the game, you will get upgrades and additional cards as you play through it. So if you're wondering how you get new cards or more powerful cards, just play through the game and you'll just get them naturally. I know there's another banner called the Partners banner. I guess they're kind of like, how can I describe them? If you play Epic 7, I guess those characters are kind of like the artifacts, I guess you can say. That's probably the best way to describe them. Which kind of sucks because I thought, at least I was hoping, that you could take at least 6 characters with you. So you'll have the 3 characters, and if one character gets knocked out, you'll be able to replace them with another one. But at least from what I played, the first 3 are for your characters, and then the last 3 are for the partners, so that kind of sucks. I wish that didn't happen, because I would have loved to play with a lot more characters. Now, I did watch a video on partners, and from basically my understanding, partners are more for whales, or you only really want to go for partners if you want to use them for your specific characters. But for the most part, at least at the beginning of the game, don't worry about partners. That's more for, I guess, a mid-game or an in-game thing. Just worry about getting the characters that you want and building those characters up first, and then worry about partners later. I also want to go back real quick to the break state. And I do realize, and maybe because the way I played, but I did realize that it's a lot quicker to get out of that state in the main game than it was on a test server. So that definitely was an improvement. But that might have been on my error, not an improvement with the game. So I can't really say it's good or bad, but I will say at least I've noticed a difference. The only thing I wish, though, that if you make it to a rest area, you can actually rest yourself out of that break status, or get an item with the currency so you can pay your way out of the break status. So that's something else I wish you can do. Now, I may be wrong with this, but I noticed when starting this game, there's a couple of clues that they leave. And I feel like as you play through the game, your decisions are going to matter a lot more, and I hope that's true, because if that does, I think this will be the first I think I've ever played a gacha games where there's actually a consequence to your choices. I'm not sure if it's going to change the story. I'm not even sure if that's possible to do, because if they could do that, oh, I'm definitely sticking with this game. But I'm definitely excited about it, and I hope I'm very right with this, because like I said, there's some context clues, and I feel like there are going to be some things that you're going to have to pay attention to. I'm trying to think if there's anything else, but I can't think of anything, at least for right now. And again, this is day one. Everything that I could say can change, and also just wanted to let you know that they did announce that they are going to update and fix some of the issues of the game, because I guess there were some issues that, well, outside the issues I talked about, there's some additional issues that they're going to go in there and fix, so be aware of that. So that's why I said everything that I say here can totally change. This is just my gameplay from day one, or maybe just over a day. Or you know what, I'll just call this my day one initial thoughts. That's probably the better way to title this video. As the recording of this part, because I'm kind of recording this section in the future a little bit. I'm still on day 2 and I'm still re-rolling. So yeah, it's gonna be a minute before I actually start the game. So be aware, everything that I say here can totally change because this is all happening day 1 before I even progress or got to the actual rest of the game. So I can't really talk about how giving the currency is. I can't really talk about if there's any cool things that happen. Again, I'm still at the re-rolling stage. So I have a lot to do before I could really say how I really feel about this game. So like I said before, this is an initial thoughts day 1. Oh yeah, one more thing I want to mention that's really annoying about re-rolling is that fast forward feature when playing through the game. I hate that crap. I hate the fast forward feature. I just wish you could do a skip, but I get it. It's your first time playing. I guess it's there to frustrate you to start playing a game, but I do hate that. I do hate that fast forward feature instead of just skipping ahead, especially if you just reset your account. So now I'm just going to give you a quick summary and then I'm going to go ahead and end this video. So off the top of my head, great game. Love the animation. It's amazing. Love the improvements. Ashley is great. Definitely has some issues, but I expect them to fix them in the near future. So it's not really a big deal. I can't really speak on the summonings because I'm too early in the game. So I don't know if the summoning rates are really good or really bad. And like I said, I'm still re-rolling for not really the perfect account, but the account that I really want to play with. Once again, know your play style, figure it out, go research different characters and know how they play so you can figure out how you like to play the game. That's very important because each character plays differently. So again, this advice is to each his own, but I do recommend re-rolling. But again, that's just my advice. Re-rolling does take a long time. Again, I've been doing this now. I'm in day 2, I'm still re-rolling. Don't worry about partners in the early game. Story has been pretty good so far. Definitely can tell, at least with one character, they definitely have their issues. Music, sound direction is great. And I guess my final thoughts is this a game that you should play? Absolutely. Even with some of the issues and bugs, they're probably gonna clear it up, but I absolutely will recommend that you definitely pick this one up. Or I should say download it. Now, my last statement is this game good enough to replace current gacha games that you're playing? I will definitely say yes, because I actually replaced a couple of gacha games with this one specifically. Actually, some of the gacha games I'm currently playing are going to be put on the back burner, including Epic 7. At least for the first couple of weeks. But anyways, with that being said, I want to thank y'all for checking out this video. Definitely appreciate y'all. If there's anything I missed, any suggestions, anything that you wanted to let me know about as I get further into the game, leave it in the comments down below. Remember, I do comments address, and probably in the next couple of months, I will be doing another one, probably next year. So if you want a chance to be featured on this channel in a future video, leave your comments down below, and the best ones, I'll make sure to go ahead and read off for the entire community. So leave your comments down below. And beyond that, if you like videos like this one and you want to help grow this community, help build this channel, and help grow this brand, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, because we're about to hit our next milestone, and as we continue to grow, bigger and better things are gonna happen. All right, have a good one.